Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Wednesday the 15th of June 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Connolly Tarot for today's reading, and I'm going to choose 3 cards to see what the day's energy is all about and what you'll be working with. So let's have a look at what this deck wants to say about Wednesday. First card is the 6 of Wands. That's success and triumph. The Ace of Cups, love, well-being, a sense of being connected, imagination runs wild, and you're feeling super creative and peaceful. And finally, we have the High Priestess. Wow. Okay. So the cards are giving a bit of a weird message here. What they're saying is, very simply, they're just expressing a universal truth. They're saying whether you do anything or you don't do anything, it doesn't change the fact that you're loved by the universe and that you're cared for and that you're seen as a success whether you do anything or not. So I think the cards are specifically talking to people who feel like they've failed in life, but at the same time are trying really, really hard to make it happen, and who can't recognize that they're doing the best they can and that they should give themselves a pat on the back. So this is, I think, specifically for the people who are running themselves into the ground, who are being really unkind to themselves. And the cards are kind of reminding all of us that whether we achieve something unique on planet Earth or we don't, in the grand scheme of things, it makes absolutely no difference. You're just as special and unique right now, sitting where you are, as you will be in 10 years when, I don't know, you've invented the newest way to travel through space. As far as the universe is concerned, your higher power, your higher self, it makes absolutely no difference. And worldly success doesn't alter who you are in a spiritual, in spiritual truth. So the 6 of Wands is a card that I usually associate with King Arthur riding back into Camelot, and he's got the Holy Grail, because usually the card depicts one rider going back into town and he's surrounded by villagers who are applauding him. Here we've got a man who has this victory wreath, laurel, and he has pursued his passion in life, and he's also been very, very successful. He's wearing one of these crowns too, so he already is a leader. He's seen to be successful, but the wands are in total disarray. One he's holding and looking at. This one is standing by itself. These ones look like they're falling down, and that one's leaned against the wall. So the message here is, I think, that the only way to succeed on this day is to have a particular focus and not to overwhelm yourself, not to try and do too much. This one isn't going anywhere. It's solid. Neither is that one. These may fall, but they can be picked up again at a later stage. The key thing here, I feel, is to be kind and gentle to yourself if you want to succeed in one area. So I feel that the message via that card is to keep it very simple. The Ace of Cups is a blessing from the universe. In this case, it means you actually feel the love. So imagine you're sitting there contemplating the meaning of the world and life, and suddenly this dove appears and starts, I don't know, lands on your windowsill and starts cooing at you. That makes you feel seen and heard and loved. In this case, it's a little cherub angel kind of just hanging out in the cup, and this dove appears behind a big red sun. So it's drawing the attention away from the world, and the attention is now firmly focused on the spiritual. So it's the dove as kind of a representative of your higher power, of the higher realms, appearing to you in some sort of physical format. It's not an actual bird that lives in a little house with all these other doves. And the red sun here setting or rising, to me it looks like the root chakra, and we've got that here too, interestingly enough, and I missed that in this card. So the root chakra represents your connection with planet Earth and this need to meet your needs, your physical needs, shelter, food, connection with other human beings, warmth, comfort, all of those things. he's looking at the wand, not at the setting sun. This little angel isn't looking at the sun either. So what he's focused on is success and life purpose, because wands are the element of fire, and that has to do with your life purpose. And this has to do with spirituality, and it's at the center. So what I feel the most important thing is to not let the physical world define who you are and what your life is all about. Instead, talk to your higher self to gain clarity on who you are and what the purpose of your life is. So this contemplation then actually pays off because you start to have a dialogue, and that's what allows you to look beyond the demands of your physical life, paying the bills, getting food on the table, and it allows you to focus on a passion you can really be successful with. But this card says you're not going to be short of things that interest you. So the key thing is to see yourself as a spiritual being, and one, not to let yourself be distracted by demands of the physical world. And then the second warning is, yes, you can then focus on something that you adore and that fires you up, but stay away from the desire to immediately bite off more than you can chew and to pursue every single passion that you have in life in the next 3 hours. It's too much. You won't be able to succeed in all of them. So keep it simple and focus on one thing. So these two cards are saying that the physical world and your working life as it is, you're able to manage that and it's all very well, but the important thing is to create a distinction between who you are without your job. And when you can see yourself as a spiritual being, an unemployed spiritual being, then you really understand yourself better and you're able to set goals for passions in your life. And they can be work related. So I want to be a doctor in future, so I'm going to go to medical school. It can also be something like, I actually want to go diving in one of the lakes in my spare time. I don't want to get paid for it. It's just something I want to do. So whether this reveals a new job opportunity that is your life purpose, or it reveals a passion and a hobby, the cards aren't making a distinction between useful and not useful, which brings me back to what I was saying at the beginning. Whether you do something fabulous or not makes no difference as far as spirit is concerned. All it's trying to deliver you today is a passion that actually rewards you. So if you engage with it, you'll get something amazing out of it. So if I want to go diving in the lake and I actually go do it, then I discover all these caves and places of wonder that totally illuminate my consciousness, and I come out of the water feeling reborn, as an example. Finally, the High Priestess is a major arcana card, and what she does is she connects to her higher self to get answers. And she replaces fear on a physical level with faith in something abstract. So she finds solutions in things that have nothing to do with the real world. So what that says all together to me now is that your life as it is on this planet isn't disrupted on this day, because you're being given the time and the perspective to review who you are and what you want to be doing next. So there's a prompt for change, or the cards are kind of alerting you and saying the status quo is being maintained, but there's something that kind of resides within you, this inner fire, that you haven't paid attention to. And if you recognize it today and do something about it, it's going to really pay off. That's where the High Priestess helps you and comes in, because she's able to make sense of spiritual ideas and information, and then to deliver that info in a practical sense, in writing, by talking, by making a YouTube video, whatever she has chosen as her format. And the High Priestess is also very much associated with being passive, not active. The Magician, the first card in the Major Arcana, that's active. The High Priestess is about sitting back and listening. So basically the cards are saying, don't worry about your life so much, worry about your spiritual life. So don't be overly concerned with your bank balance and your physical health and the job that you do now. There's something much better or certainly very different and much more liberating and freeing, that can potentially appear in your future. And the universe would like you to pay attention to that today and to do something about it, because it means that you have a much more streamlined experience of life, because then you're not doing it by yourself and willing it. You're listening to your higher self, which isn't going to lead you down the wrong track. It's always going to take you somewhere that's successful or empowering or that illuminates you. Any good outcome will appear when you work with your higher self. If you do that today, it's going to open a totally new path that's going to serve you. Okay, so not a lot of drama in your existing life, but a major message coming through that says you could be doing something that's tailored to your identity, who you are, and that's ultimately a much better fit. So please look again and see what that is. Number-wise, we've got 6, and 1 is 7, and 2 is 9. 9 is spirituality and completion in numerology, and it's the Hermit in the Tarot. And the Hermit is all about going out into the desert by himself, connecting with the abstract, the invisible, in order to become enlightened, to receive illumination, to understand what it's all about. And that's what you're getting today. This cycle of confusion is ending. You get total clarity in a loving way, and that allows you to set goals which are much more rewarding for you personally. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.